That's a hell of a line before the Pick Central on a Tuesday, February 6th, if I had to guess.
Yeah,
February 6th. Marty, Ev, myself, Clemmer. Obviously, you got Super Bowl week going. Very fun. I think Boston's killing it out there. Obviously, very funny to see Andy Reid ranking his cheeseburgers.
Just wrong.
They had another clip I was watching too that was making me laugh. Who'd they grab the other day? Oh, Kelsey, when he told Kelsey he couldn't bench 315.
Yeah.
I guess Will was there the first time he saw 315.
You guys agree with Andy Reid? I don't.
What did he end up giving?
In-N-Out was like one of the top 3. I think In-N-Out's crazy.
Crazy overrated.
Yeah, I don't get I only had it once, but I was not impressed.
Like Five Guys is better.
I think In-N-Out's gas.
See, that's fair because there is I think it's either like you think it's over. There's no in between.
I'm kind of in the in between.
I think it's like the same.
it's fine.
It's literally the same as Shake Shack.
Oh no.
They're literally like this. The burgers like.
Oh, I like
same.
Shake Shack way
I
more.
think when you take In-N-Out,
Their
for
burgers
what it is,
identical. The patty's the same. The bun's basically the same.
when you go into it, though, like, oh, In-N-Out's going to be the best burger of your life, you're going to be like, all right, well, that was underwhelming. When you're like, oh, I paid $2 for this burger, and, like, the ingredients that you get, I'm like, oh, that was very good.
That's a fair take, Dukes.
Like, I think when you put it, like, surface level, it's just pound for pound, it's so good. Like, it's not obviously
I went
better
in
than,
with
like,
wildly high expectations.
Yeah,
What's your
yeah,
number one?
right.
Everyone on the West Coast like just jerks it
Shake
off
Shack's your number
nonstop.
one.
Yeah.
What's your number one?
Probably like Five Guys.
I think it's
guess.
5. I'll say this. Hot take. I think Shake Shack's chicken sandwich is criminally underrated.
It's very good. I would agree with
Criminally
that too,
underrated.
for sure.
Shake Shack's up there. But yeah, Five Guys. I think In-N-Out is like,
7th Street Burger count.
7th Street Burger's fire, but I don't think
Very
many
good.
people know about it.
that's a one-off.
This is a New York City. This is, people say East Coast Central. If you guys are in the city, check out Gotham Social Burger. That's the best burger I've had in the city so far. Smash Burger. Better than 7th Street.
You know, it's a great burger too. Is the Smith.
You know where you need to go for a burger?
Where?
O'Neill's. It's fucking
I don't know if
unbelievable.
I feel like I've heard the name.
It's in
but
Hoboken. It's
give
fucking.
it a Pete.
Reed and I drive there just because I love that burger.
All right, that says a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe one day Marty will invite us to Hoboken. We can all have a nice time.
We should do a Pick Central from there one.
You say no, Rico?
Hoboken's too tight.
Is it?
Yeah.
Drive it.
Going on, every Sunday for the streams and stuff, it was just too tight.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
true. That's yeah. It's a good point.
Parking there is a nightmare.
Oh yeah, no,
But it's a great place.
yeah. It was very tight there.
Live from Green Rock, you got Pick Central.
Too tight.
Let's go.
Hey, we
very
did Coin Boys from Green Rock. It was awesome.
Very tight. Anything else jump out in terms of media day? It feels like it's
Yeah,
it used to-
Kadarius Toney was crazy.
being back.
No, they interviewed him and was like, "Do you think you're a number one receiver?" He goes, "I'm a number one receiver in the NFL if I get the ball." He literally.
has to
Yeah, he's
No. You don't.
What's he gonna say? I'm a number 3 receiver. Like, you have to go with confidence.
You know, I swear to God, if he had his head on straight, I think he could be, which is like he's so far from that.
His head is
But
really
if you
far
like,
away.
there's the like bits, the flashes I saw from his rookie year on the Giants, I think he has insane potential. And I've heard even guys like Chad Johnson talk about it, who I think has been like a great. If you follow him on Twitter, he's a great follow for like who like he gets asked some who are like the best route runners, who are like, and he still swears to say like Tony is like phenomenally physically gifted, has like all the tools if he could just like be on the field, be healthy, actually like give a fuck about the team, what's going on.
Can we? Are we allowed to play that clip, Dukes? Yeah, right. Because it's just interview.
Marty,
Which
do you remember
There's
the
two.
Cowboys game from his rookie year?
Yes.
He had like 10 catches for like 189 yards. Like I mean, he was like the best player on the field against the Cowboys.
Just look up Kadarius Toney on Twitter from like media day. Because there's one that he was saying like, remember when he said that like he was shitting on the Chiefs kind of about like.
Well, he was
recently on his
basically
Instagram Live?
Yeah.
he was basically they had him injured the last.
I wasn't
game.
hurt.
He said
And
it
he was literally like went live was like I'm not injured. They're lying.
He said that that was like people are trying to change his narrative, and he was really talking shit about the Giants. It's a crazy interview. That's why I'm trying. If Dukes can try and find it, but it was.
I don't really want to take the risk.
The risk of what?
Getting it taken, like, showing it. 'Cause it's like it's from a broadcast.
But isn't it just an interview? It's not what. I don't know.
I don't know. I forget where the
guess
clip.
I'm-
I don't know where the clip was for. I saw the clip, and I think it was. I mean, it was one of those in some way. Like he did have to kind of say it, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, he's just like he's nuts. Even knowing some behind the scenes stuff, like he's a wild.
Yeah, we know the behind the scenes stuff.
Even just from inside sources, if you will, he's just crazy.
And just like you dropped the ball 40,000 times this year. It wasn't like it was.
Keep it funky with you, dog. You know what I'm saying? You went live. You know what I'm saying? What was the point of that? You know what I mean? Was that you trying to get your version of the events out? Just kind of talk us through that process.
Yeah, it kind of started that, but in the process of that, I get interrupted, so it got like a mixed message behind it, I guess you could say, and then a lot of footage got chopped up in the release. So it made it like I was attacking the one I love the most, like I made in the post I was referring to. I never attacked the Chiefs, never said anything about the Chiefs. Who I was referring to was the Giant fans, or was people in my comment, you know what I'm saying, my comment box, not even on my live recording, so you wouldn't even know if they were there. But I was referring to them, which I shouldn't have. I just wanted to go out there. I feel like, how you say, get my message across as far as my injury, but I shouldn't have did that at the end of the day. I'm a man. At the end of the day, I can accept my mistakes just like I accept my wins, you know, but I'm just moving past that right now. You know, we're here now. We're just trying to, win.
First touchdown.
I was gonna say Travis since that has been in my ear for the last 2 weeks, being like touchdown, like Toney touchdown.
First touchdown.
To the point I have to bet it. I have to at least bet something he's gonna score.
That guy.
Have to.
Everyone is making fun of him. Basically he is lying. He wasn't talking about the Chiefs. Talking about the Chiefs. We all know that. Just was. He might have talked about the Giants a little bit in that, right, but it was mostly about the Chiefs keeping him out. But fine. But then the fact that he's going to score the first touchdown. He just is. And everyone's going to be like, you believe this? This guy doesn't play all year. Mahomes gets him to score. He scored a touchdown last year in the Super Bowl.
Also, that's the most – Andy Reid loves nothing more than to give that guy the ball that no one expects to get the ball.
Exactly.
What was it, anytime touchdown? What were you saying, like plus 900?
Anytime touchdown.
I think it's something – and it was – Travis got a great – it was something even like crazier before that because he was a scratch last week.
The first touchdown is like –
that's why I'm on Noah Gray. Anytime 850.
That's
someone like
very
that's going
down the goal line. Kelsey tapped out previously, like he did that in the Ravens game. He had a big run and he's like, "Get me out. It's
somebody
time."
like a Noah Gray, like a Toney, like a Watson, like a Hardman.
That doesn't make sense. What you're saying?
What are you talking about?
He caught like a 40-yard pass where he got tired.
Okay,
that's not gonna happen every time.
But they were inside the 5, and he got out. There's a possibility he gets out. There's also a possibility there's packs. It's all right. Just everybody. Like, what the fuck? By the same reason of Kadarius Toney.
All right.
Bosco.
What the fuck?
What are we talking about?
Bosco, you all right, guy?
I did not dismiss it. No, I didn't.
Bosco.
That's not a crazy thing to say. No, it's not. All I said was he's not going to come out on the goal line, but it's not a bad pick.
He already came. The only reason I'm saying is because he came out on the goal line.
You're saying.
Got weak legs. His girl's giving him weak legs. He needs tap out.
I was saying to you, I think you're right. Like, one of these guys is going to score. Like, one of these, like,
we
crazy,
can't have a
It can only be your weird guys. It can't be my weird guys.
I listed your guy.
Saying your weird guys. My weird guys.
I listed all the weird guys. I said one of these guys is
king of scoring against weird guys.
I'm with Rico. I think Gray's a better pick than Toney.
Oh, Gray's a fine pick.
You're just a pussy. You're afraid of me.
I'm afraid of you? Fuck you, I'm afraid of you. You think I'm afraid of you? Are you fucking kidding me?
You saw it. You almost got hit with the mic.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of you, motherfucker. Who do you think you are saying you're from afraid of you?
Don't.
Where the fuck is that coming from?
I don't need
I was hoping he was going
to. You want
Big Tony.
You wanted to start deleting tweets like Titus last night, bitch? Like, what the fuck? Don't come at me.
I don't need your pity pick. Take Tony. I don't need your pity.
I was.
I thought you were about to hit the Coach Carter Timo Cruz reference. He's like, afraid of who? He goes, I'll lay your ass out. He's afraid of nobody.
Oh, fuck.
All I'm saying is that
he's coming here making enemies here in this room.
I know.
What the fuck is that about?
I like that at Bosco.
Go to Chicago and do that.
Honestly,
I like that at Bosco. That felt good.
That
felt good.
And also you realized you were like, all right, I wasn't that crazy to say that.
Not that crazy for him to score either.
It's not. That's not the point. You saying that
Terrible
Kelsey's
pick.
gonna get tired, get tired because he got a 40-yard catch and he was tired is a little wild.
I also feel like there's been a ton of times we watch and people have Kelsey to score a touchdown around the goal line, and he's not out on the field.
I can't tell.
Maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like that's.
Oh, I think you
No,
are.
no, you are.
feel like that's
definitely
really-
I think we've established that.
I feel like they changed the pack. I don't know. I feel like I've seen Noah Gray out there in more meaningful situations
That's fine.
than he should.
Noah
be.
Gray is not a bad pick.
I agree with you, Bosco, but one thing I just want to point out for you, you talk about like the weak legs with Kelsey, and I actually like that argument, except for the fact that you know she's going to be in Tokyo, so
That's,
they won't be fucking.
I'm
in
just
Vegas.
using.
No, I'm just.
Anytime you can reference Rocky, you know. Weak legs.
Wow, who would have thought Noah Gray would have got a mic toss?
that felt good.
Sometimes
I like
you need
that.
the 850.
We needed that. We need that on a Tuesday.
Oh, we did.
The boys fired up.
Needed
Super Bowl week, fellas. Super Bowl week.
So, is there anyone else like obscure kind of that you would take as touchdowns? Like not any of these chalk guys, like a Mecole Hardman or like a
What is Juice Check?
Juszczyk's probably is.
He's been steady. Like I bet him the
Yeah,
last
he's
like
been
3 weeks.
bagging him.
I'm taking him because I have. He's
I'm showing plus 900.
it's like a 1,000
Anytime?
range. Yeah, like it's been around 1,000 the last like 3 weeks in a row.
I could see that.
He's so They gave him a carry inside the 5. He got like shoestring tackle
Yeah.
to like
Everyone-
the inside the 2. Oh
Is everyone gonna be here Thursday?
yes.
I feel like we should do full on prop Thursday.
Okay.
I think everyone comes with 3
Free? All right.
There's
props
a lot I already like.
that you love.
There's a bunch I
And
like.
then we should also go through the obscure ones. Like there is, I know there's obscure ones.
Like the
out
Gator. I saw the Gatorades got released yesterday.
there. Yeah.
I have my favorite touchdown scorer.
Okay. What's that?
Elijah Mitchell. Elijah Mitchell to score a touchdown. He's
That's a
good one.
going off Evs being like if the 49ers just run the ball down like a bad Chiefs run defense, then I'm going to guess by the time they get to the goal line, McCaffrey would be like tired or whatever, or they'll give Mitchell like at least 1 or 2 chances to punch it in.
You know, I've seen dudes. It's funny because I was looking at like some deeper props even this morning. You know what his over under for carries is, Mitchell?
What?
It's like 1.5. Like
Really?
I think it might have been juiced a little bit for the under. I even think but
He had 4 last
I
game
actually
with a
do. I
touchdown.
think you're crazy too.
it was like I was surprised. I thought it'd at least be like 2.5
Yeah.
or 3.5.
There's no chance to take McCaffrey out on the one ever. And I
Didn't
know
they
it's
do that the other game though? Like I'm visualizing Mitch like it's plus 800, so it's not a lot, but it's one that I'm willing to bet on.
no. I don't think the bet again. We're going back to the Bosco thing. I don't think the bet's crazy. I think it's crazy to think that they'll take him out on the one when he's because they give him.
Look,
they'll give it to him.
any football play could happen though.
If this game,
That's
if this
fair.
is a blowout and McCaffrey already has a touchdown, the Mitchell play is not bad at all.
I'd be shocked if the Chiefs just got blown out.
Me too, but plus 800 or whatever. That's
No,
Look, if you're gonna give Mitchell a carry, it's not crazy to be like, all right.
no, it's not. And he said he had 4 carries last game.
I guess that's the outcome. Like normally in Super Bowls last year, if you saw
Chiefs had a defensive touchdown last. Chiefs had a
Yeah,
bunch of
I
crazy
guess-
ones last year.
I guess
But also it was
like,
high scoring, so there was a lot of touchdowns.
method of victory. If you told me it was really high scoring this year, I don't know that that automatically means the Chiefs win this game. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I
Like, so
wouldn't say
low
that.
scoring, I could see both winning. High scoring, I'm probably leaning more towards San Francisco. Weirdly, because that means they expose the Chiefs defense, and I don't know if the Chiefs can get to the shootouts because it's been a long time since they've had shootout type scores. It's been a long time since the Chiefs were the Chiefs in terms of like massive amount of scores. But method of victory, like what if I told you the game was in the teens, it's a split for me. If I told you it was in the 20s, it's a split. If I told you in the 30s, I'm probably going 70-30. I think that means San Francisco wins.
See,
But either way, I see this being decided by like 7 points maximum.
the Chiefs did. I mean, the Bills game was blowout, like like high scoring flow. I mean, the overhit like the beginning of the third quarter was pretty high, or maybe beginning fourth or end of third, something like that. I would agree with you that if it was low scoring, I think the Chiefs would be better off. But high scoring, I would say I disagree. So high scoring, I still think it'd be like 50. Like I don't think high scoring gives the edge to Niners at all.
Who are you on, Ev?
I think I'm still staying firm with the Chiefs. I think people are starting to like swing back to the Niners, and it's the same premise I said. Like it's quarterback and it's like and I just think they have a big coaching edge on like both sides of the ball. The only thing I'm worried about is them just like gaping them in the run game. But I trust Spagnuolo and like their what they're gonna like. They know that they're not. They like Spagnuolo and the Chiefs are coming in knowing that the Niners are not going to make the same mistake that the Ravens did. Like, there's no way they're going to come in there and just run the ball like 10 times. That's so stupid. They literally showed how it just didn't work. It was the reason they lost the game. I mean, McCaffrey's over-under rushing yards is like 90, and his, I think, total yards like 139.5. Like, they're expecting him to have a big game.
That's crazy.
Expecting to have a big game. The 89.5 rushing yards, I'm like, I expect them to low, but 140 yards obviously is a lot, but I expect them to feed. I expect them to like not let Purdy just throw the ball like 50 times. Like that'd be a huge mistake.
I think that's what I was going to, just coaching and quarterback. Do you think that experience has anything to do with this?
I think it helps a little bit.
I don't know about. I know Super Bowl. Like it's obviously Brock Purdy's. Like, is this his second year?
Second year. Yeah.
Second year.
First full year.
Yeah, first full year. His second year is in the Super Bowl. Obviously, Mahomes has been. This is his fifth one.
Yeah, fifth he's been to.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Wait, no. Fourth he's been to. Fourth he's been to.
No, it's fifth, right?
He's 2-1 right now. This will be his fourth.
This is
only lost
Okay,
one,
I'm sorry.
This will be his
four
fourth.
Super Bowls already. Is fucking crazy. So like,
It'd be the fourth he's been to in the last 5 years, which is nuts. He's been to 4 of the last 5
It's
years.
Jim Kelly-esque, and it's also Brady-esque.
Shout out,
Brady went, what?
Six. God.
shout out Peter Schrager, who said Patrick Mahomes is a Super Bowl routine. Just want to say that.
What do you mean?
What the fuck?
Like he has a routine for the Super Bowl every time he's in it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Honestly, if you remember that big thing they did the thing last night where the two quarterbacks in the podium. They literally did that last year when it was him and Hurts.
Yes.
And he asked about getting a house, and he was like, "Oh, like I booked this in like,
Yeah,
I booked
you know
this,
what I mean?
6 months ago."
Yeah, I love that.
I was like, "Gee," like in Hurts, you almost saw Hurts kind of like he had a good poker face, but you could tell a little bit. He was like, "Jesus Christ."
yeah, and I mean,
He's not just booking this.
I mean, it's
Super Bowl, like,
the
6
old
months in
the
advance.
old stories was that the Patriots would mail. They wouldn't mail wild card tickets. They would only mail divisional tickets.
yeah.
As it started out, like you better back that shit up because we all know about when it all leaks when it goes wrong, and it's very rare. You can definitely back that up, but for years, Patriots backed it up. Like Chiefs can back it up. Like he's in a point,
been,
and I say it all the time. Like the NFL was built on dynasties going backwards. We watched the Patriots for 20 years. Now we're watching the Chiefs. We also watched the Cowboys, the Steelers before that, the Niners before that, and the Steelers before that. That's 50 years of fucking routine. Like, yeah, you had guys pop in and pop out, but teams dominated. Steelers dominated the 70s. Niners dominated the 80s. Am I wrong? How many of the Niners were in the 80s?
Oh, 3, right? 3, and then
And
they
then,
won
yeah.
another one in the 90s. But no, the Niners were the team of the 80s for sure.
Cowboys early into the 90s.
Yeah, they
you
won
have
3 in the 90s.
a little bit of a lull, and then you go into the Patriots right from the get-go.
Not even that much of a low, really, 95 to 01. So yeah, you're right, Rico. It really does go
It's
dynasty.
just how it goes.
dynasty,
Like we're built on dynasty. So this, whether you like them or hate them, it's compelling. It's better to have the Chiefs in the mix. So yeah, I don't blame fucking Mahomes for having a routine.
No, I don't either.
Should.
There's a couple things that I want to ask. Like the 49ers put out like a video, but it's like against all odds, like they're in the Super Bowl, like they're underdogs, which is crazy. The fact that they think they were underdogs at all this year.
They've been the favorites to win the Super Bowl essentially since day one.
Yeah,
They're
it
the
was
favorites in the Super Bowl.
pretty crazy. Two, I feel like the Chiefs are very good at like they don't say much to the media. Like the 49ers, right? Have you guys seen a bunch? I think it might have been the owner. Not sure who it was, or like it was Bosa. Like when they played in the Super Bowl, like they remember him like getting held. They like are making it public, you know? Like they're already putting out things like, "Oh, I remember getting held in the Super Bowl," and like that's the reason why you lost because the one hold. No, you know, like I think that the 49ers like. I think the Chiefs just handle business sometimes, and other teams like kind of are going off of like different stories, talking about things that they don't need to be talking about. And that's because, again, I was getting close to the 49ers, and then I just think Patrick Mahomes again.
So you're on the Chiefs. So I'm alone on 49ers
As
Island.
of
huh?
right now, I'm on
Alright,
the Chiefs.
that's
As
fine.
of right now. That could still change. Friday, you'll get my complete.
Okay.
I mean, they did it last year with like the Burrowhead thing.
Yeah.
Like they just
Burrowhead.
said, like they were 3-0. Burrow's 3-0 against the fucking Cincinnati mayor for where the Chiefs play at Arrowhead, referred to as Burrowhead.
Yep.
And then literally the first, like, they didn't say nothing. Chiefs didn't say anything all week. Then second the game was over, Kelsey's like, Burrowhead my ass.
Like they do that.
That's what they do. They do it after. They wait till
Justin
after.
Tucker is fucking with their shit for no, like, he didn't need to do that. Kicking on the goal line. What was Justin Tucker need to kick on the goal line? Like when they're practicing, whatever that was. Then after they talk about, like, yeah, that pissed us off, and we were making sure we had to beat them, so we looked like an idiot. And, like, I feel like everyone's trying to do things to the Chiefs pregame, fuck with them a little bit, talk about things to the public, and then they always just handle business. That's where my mind's at right now.
I just see it as I don't know how. If he beats him, he beats him. I don't know how you could be in at any point in that game and watch Mahomes pull another play out of his ass and another phenomenal run and another drive, and you're holding a ticket that says, I am betting against that guy.
It's so stressful.
The dumbest thing in the world.
And there's a guy on the team that I think is the X factor for this game, and I think it's Pacheco. If Pacheco can get going, and if they're going to run at Chase Young, they're going to. If you see obviously if we see it, they see it of what he's been awful kind of. If Pacheco gets going, I don't know how you can stop Mahomes. I really don't. Because didn't Pacheco kind of get stopped in Baltimore? I
don't think he had 50 yards for the game.
He didn't do much.
He had a couple decent ones in the first drive, and then they totally shut it down. But the Ravens do it. Their run defense is unreal. Whereas, however, the last couple Niners games, they've gotten gashed in the run game.
Yeah.
Which they were great against the run before that, so it's kind of wild.
Aaron Jones.
Oh, yeah, it's 68 against Buffalo.
Yeah, but
Baltimore.
Yeah, and how many rushes? He had like 22 rushes, right?
24.
Well, it was a lot, yeah. So they stopped, and I guarantee
they stopped him.
So about 3 yards.
I feel like he had like 20 yards in the first 3 carries. Like it was like post that he was getting
yes, because I bet him 60.
He was getting
yards.
stuffed. But the Niners have been gashed in the game the last 2 games, and Pacheco obviously runs his ass off.
Montgomery
and you show in that
Gibbs
game
fucking killed them.
And they show him just getting 22 carries in a game like that. They show obviously they were in the lead the whole second half, but they show they're committed to it, and they were running it when it's not working. I think they will have success.
That's why I say this. All right, have you guys seen the number? Whatever. What is Kansas City's rushing attempts for the game?
Pacheco, I'm pretty sure his totals in like the high 60s.
No, Kansas City's total rushing.
I know, but I'm saying that would give you like yards. I didn't look at that.
Their total rushing attempts.
I'm not a big I've never bet attempts.
Their total rushing attempts is 23.5. I'm 100% taking that over.
Like low gameplay.
I'm 100% taking that over.
I would think so.
100%.
It's also just like
one of my favorite props. They're in a weird spot now where they want to shorten the game. It's not, they like these long drives. They're going to run the ball. That 23.5 to me is extremely low.
But why would you, if you're the Chiefs and you have Patrick Mahomes and you're like, you run the ball 33 times and you lose, people are going to start being like, well, why the fuck didn't you have Patrick Mahomes throw the ball more?
Yeah, that's a good point, too.
The other thing, too, the Niners take a big lead, which I think the Niners, if it's going to be a blowout, the Niners win. I'm not saying it will be a blowout. I'm saying that happens. And then obviously Chiefs win.
No, I disagree. I actually think you could talk me into either team winning by a blowout.
So if you knew the score,
Chiefs go back to here's why the Chiefs go back to mid-November. They just didn't get off the bus, which I think is a rarity. But you do see in Super Bowls. I don't think anybody saw Peyton Manning getting fucking blown out in that one.
No, I didn't. I know I didn't. I bet on
it
the
happens. It happens.
Yes.
You can't get off the bus. It's a one-off football game, and after a while, in the second quarter, you're like, "Fuck, when is this going to end?" Like, we lose. So 100%, I can see the Chiefs going back to mid-November. Do I think it's going to happen? No. But you're saying the Chiefs can't win in a blowout?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying if I told you the score was 30-10, I didn't tell you who won.
Yeah, because
I would say that is a Niner score for me.
Because Brock Purdy, no, I would agree it could be the Chiefs. Because the Chiefs have Mahomes. The Chiefs have better, great game planning. Andy Reid, they make things happen. They're feeding the right guys. San Francisco's defense looks like shit. And also, the bright lights just hit Purdy. Purdy throws maybe 2 picks in the game early. Makes him look bad. Like he's a little outmatched. Spagnuolo is, I'm going to fuck with this guy, even as good as he is. He hasn't been on this stage yet. I'm going to throw a game plan and the kitchen sink that fucks him up. You could 100% talk me into a Kansas City
I just want to say the Chiefs haven't let up 30 points all year. Not once. That's crazy. I mean, I know you're just doing numbers.
No.
Yeah.
So that's
Isn't there
a
something-
very fair point.
Isn't there something even with
games.
like 20 points? They've only let up over 20 points.
Yeah.
So on the flip side, and the bet I have for today is over 23.5 team points for the Niners. The Niners have scored 24 or more points in 14 of the 19 games, counting the playoffs. So it's a battle of you got one side is this great defense, one side is a great offense. I think it's could make for a great game. But I am on the Niners just because of all their weapons. I think it's harder to yes, could they shut down Purdy potentially? I think Purdy's really good, but then you still have McCaffrey, you still have Debo. You still have other weapons there that I think it makes it really hard to shut down.
That's where I'm at with in general with the last Super Bowl that they played. I feel like the 49ers in the last Super Bowl for 3 quarters were the better team. Obviously it's a 4-quarter game, so they lost whatever. Mahomes had an awesome 4th quarter, but the 49ers now are better in every single facet. Brock Purdy is an upgrade to Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yes.
All those players that were on the Super Bowl, even going to Kittle to Debo to the running game, everyone's better. And I think the Chiefs are worse than they were that year. That year they were dominant.
The defense, though.
I agree with you.
The Chiefs
I
have
agree with
allowed
the defense.
20. It's like night and day different.
They've allowed 20 plus 8 times
Over the last this season.
this season.
And a lot of them were 20. I was looking.
Well, yeah,
at
it's
7. I counted 7.
Lions 21, Jets 20, Vikings 20 exactly, Eagles 21, Packers 27, Bills 20, Raiders 20, Bills 24. So yeah,
Yeah, a lot.
I mean, so you basically made it over 21. They did that 2-3 times.
yeah, 21
pretty
2
crazy.
Also, that Lions 21. Remember, Kadarius Toney is.
That also was a
Again, the
pick.
pick
That was also
six.
Brian Brandt.
That's a good
I
point.
want to actually say I was thinking about this last night, and tell me if I could be wrong. I think Mahomes is even playing a little differently, knowing he has this good of a defense, because he's not throwing the ball into coverages that he has to fit. He's being more careful with the ball. I'm saying he's not.
I would
trying,
agree.
He knows that he has a really good defense. He's gonna throw the ball away instead of trying to maybe turn the ball over in a tough spot where he's throwing the ball. Josh Allen throws the ball a ton into coverages that he probably shouldn't to try and squeak it in. I feel like Mahomes knows I'd rather punt it now because I have this defense. Am I wrong?
Yeah, no, I think
I
think they're being more conservative on offense.
That's also what I'm thinking of the Super Bowl is he hasn't. I don't think he's turned the ball over yet, right?
In the playoffs? I don't think so.
I don't think he has
think
either.
so.
Like that. If you're gonna put a turnover on a guy, it's gonna be Brock Purdy over him. No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I know.
No, I know.
And I like Brock Purdy, but
turnovers,
of course, Patrick Mahomes is.
that's why the Chiefs also won the last game. Turnovers. That's the only reason Mahomes made the right plays when he had to, but the reason why they really won was turnovers.
They were able to beat the Ravens without scoring a point in the second half.
Exactly.
and if they can limit McCaffrey in the run game at all, this game is a wrap.
Oh yeah.
If their secondary is so good, if they make it where Purdy has to just drop back and throw all the time, that's going to be.
We've seen
you're
it.
literally playing into the Chiefs' hand.
They've gotten stagnant on their offense sometimes when they can't run, and and McCaffrey can do a ton.
It's a huge order to be
Yeah.
I'm just saying even just limit it. You're not going to stop it. He's just too good. But
So everything you guys are saying points that you guys should bet the under then.
I'm saying ifs. I like the Chiefs. I'm more saying them stopping the run is.
I actually can't tell you under over right now. I really don't know.
I'd probably lean the over. I just feel like some of these Super Bowls they just get at least last couple they get squirrely like shit. You just have some play because I see this game. I guess when I see the Niners the way they style of play as opposed to the Bills and the Ravens. If I was to compare those games, I think it's more like a Bills type. I don't think it's gonna be full shootout game like the Bills, but I think there's gonna be more. I don't think it's gonna be 17-10.
But even that wasn't.
I think it's gonna be much higher score.
The Bills
Obviously,
game wasn't a massive shootout, 27-24.
but it was 27-24 with a full quarter to go. It was. They were literally going back.
I
I think there wasn't a punt for
47.5.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be around 44. I have 24-20 as the winner.
I think it's 27-24. I think it gets over. If I had to bet right now, I'd bet over.
It's but the fact we've been talking about Rico kind of said this when we got to Final Four. We got a great playoff this year, and I'm kind of happy the 49ers won. Lions would have been fun, but I think the 49ers and Chiefs are such the game we needed to see.
This could be a great game.
Yeah, I'm so excited because the fact that we're even going back and forth and not definite on who we want to win, And like Dukes even said, the Chiefs are a little worse this year, but they're also not because they made the Super Bowl in the hardest fashion they've ever have. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird to say. Everything's weird about it.
Of the three, if they were to win, this would be their worst Super Bowl team.
And hardest road.
Yes.
Yeah, well, yeah, it'd be the
that's
first
the
time they
thing.
went on the road. They didn't get the bye.
That's on both
And
counts.
know it's gonna sound- I know
even
it's
if
gonna
it was
sound
all at home, but it was against the hard. Even if this was all home, I'd say it's still the hardest.
They
road.
played. I mean, the Bills were the hottest. They played the hottest team and the best
the
team.
best team.
I know it's
Back
gonna
to back
sound
on the road as
stupid
dogs and won both.
because of the point spread. But the Chiefs are still also kind of favored to win this game or expected to win this game.
They're getting more.
I think more people I expect the Chiefs to win. So I know the point spread. I know they're the underdog, but like the Chiefs are supposed to win this game. In my eyes, they're also a favorite.
If you asked a random guy who's watching the Super Bowl, everyone's going to be like, the Chiefs are winning this
The
game.
Chiefs are supposed to win the game. Agreed. Yeah.
When you're not looking at it from a gambling perspective, the Chiefs are supposed to win this game.
Also, like 1.5 is like
But all year you wouldn't
useless
say
spread
this,
as
right?
well. What?
Like all year you wouldn't say that.
No, but they flipped it.
Casual fan.
They did exactly what we thought they would do. As long as it doesn't say Chiefs eliminated next to their name, they're still alive.
We're so fucking stupid, all of us. Like, we all knew they'd be here. We all said it, but none of us did anything about it. You know, like when they lost, even when they lost the Lions early, first game, even when they lost, what were they in? Like, what was their record early in the season? Like 4-3, maybe.
Something like that.
I don't know if they ever hit that.
No, because they went on a huge run after they lost the.
I was gonna say they won a few after that.
When was everyone kind of?
But it was more their record was never like horrible. They just didn't look good.
Barely
I think more
beat
than
the Chiefs.
anything. Like the way that Jets game, like Mahomes played horrible in that game.
Yeah.
That they won, but it was like a gross game where the Jets. I mean,
At one point, they lost 4 out of 6.
Okay, so
That's what it was.
they had that one to
Yeah.
Denver.
In
They lost by
November.
double digits. to
November, they were
Denver.
very bad.
yeah, so there you go. Like we're like, and everyone's doing like, oh, is Mahomes done or is like,
No, not November. They were 2-1 in November because they had the bye. It was December when it really hit the shitter.
November 20th, they lost. I'm sorry, you're right. November
December
20th,
3rd,
December
December
3rd,
10th.
December 10th.
Yeah, I mean Christmas. December was horrific.
Because then that's when we're all
that's
like,
when
oh, he's got no receivers. All he's got is Kelsey, and they got nothing. And then all of a sudden they're
Yeah, I think you said it too. Like even the odds were bad at one point. Wasn't it entering the playoffs at plus 650?
yeah.
Something like that. Like that's an auto bet. And you could say, oh well, of course you're taking the fate. The Chiefs were never ever. It was the thing I said about Houston Astros a couple of years ago. It was like, how could you say plus 300 is a great bet? They will never, ever, ever be plus 300 in a series, ever. The Chiefs will never, ever, ever be plus 650 against any team, ever. If you grabbed it, you're smarter than me because it's like that's – and I don't know if we'll ever get that again. It's almost like this was like perfect time. Like they could – I'm basically rooting for them to slump so I could get them on a buy low. But, yeah, it was – at any point, no team in the NFL – no matter how bad they're slumping, is better than them on that money line. And granted, it's a, progressive parlay, but like you had to take that. You had to take that. You probably got more before Christmas. You might have got close to what, 8, 10,
Probably.
maybe.
Probably
Yeah,
10.
probably 10. Yeah,
Holding the Chiefs
when they were
at
at like
10-1
when they were at like the
crazy.
bottom. I still will.
When they were probably still going to win the division, like
the Ravens, I still think all time just bag fumble. But it happened. It is what it is now.
What?
I'm saying I think the Ravens just fumbled that game away.
yeah.
But it is what it is now. But
I saw Clem's tweet. Why is this not getting brought up? And I didn't know this. Do you know who traded the pick to the Chiefs that became Patrick Mahomes?
It was the Bills.
Bills.
Right?
The Bills.
yeah, the Bills, yeah.
How is that not like that adds another wrinkle to the story?
I'm just
Fascinated by this guy.
fascinated by this guy too.
we got an old man in a trench coat in
It
the
was like an
hallway,
old
and he's-
detective just came in, and also largest putting tape around the entire floor. So
Yeah, so we got something popping off in the lobby.
I don't know.
Fascinating.
This guy's fascinating. But the Bills. Nope, wrong way. The Bills trading the pick is
Missed him.
hilarious.
You keep like avoiding him. You literally just keep missing him.
Let's just make the viewers throw
right
up.
there, there he is. There he is.
Just keeps right when he's going to be on.
There he goes.
Oh, never mind. There's the back of his head walking the bathroom. So he exists. We're not lying.
I couldn't even tell you who he's here for. The Bills trading the pick
My kinda guy.
is super interesting to me. That wrinkle, like they're always gonna regret that. And
I feel like it's more. I feel like it's always more. Just goes to like the Bears.
Yeah, because
they took Trubisky.
Because
Like,
you gotta be honest,
that's the more glaring.
Like, obviously, the Bill. It would be worse if the Bills didn't have Josh Allen.
I
Like,
got my
know,
favorite
Yes, right.
Josh Allen. They got the second best guy
Yeah.
still, but like the Bears is for sure like they have Mitch Trubisky.
they would have fucked it up somehow, though.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
that's why I still
Mahomes,
stand
even
by
on, like, this team is like it's
He would have been very good, obviously, still, but
yeah. No.
This was
Oh,
the
I
perfect-
actually think it's worse. I actually think it's worse that they got Allen. If he stays winless against Mahomes,
No.
I actually think it's worse.
It would never
see,
even.
this is where
they'd have a
it's
winless
too much
without a chance.
We need to stop.
I
treating
actually
these
think
guys-
that's better.
No.
We need to stop treating these quarterbacks like they're playing one-on-one basketball.
All right.
Like it's not.
It is. It's not. It's not
He's
one-on-one.
not out there like guarding Mahomes.
It's not one-on-one. But if Allen goes winless in his career against Mahomes, when it matters, you're telling me that's not worse than You're saying, Ev, you get to the prize fight every time and get knocked out. I'd rather not be in the prize fight.
But I'm saying,
I'd
but I'm
I'd rather
saying
be in the Golden
Oh,
Gloves.
you want to be there.
I'd
No,
rather
but I'm saying if they, but who
And that's the guy who's
Ask the
torturing
guy
you
next
every
to
time.
Ask the guy next to you. Do
hypothetically,
you want to be in the prize pool or where you're at? You'd want to be in the prize fight every time.
Of course.
yeah, for sure.
Agreed, but
Jets
knowing
aren't even
that
close.
guy is, it's a tough debate.
You want a chance.
But I'm saying if you
Yeah.
if you switch, if their trajectory switched like early on, like I think if they were on like each other's teams from the jump, like say like it went that way, like I don't think it goes. I don't think it goes the same way for either guy.
Oh, I agree.
Like I'm not saying that Allen would have 2 Super Bowls, and I'm not saying like Mahomes would have done like nothing, but
Who were the 10 teams
just the
before?
trajectories are very
He won
different.
11, right? Pretty sure he
I
won
think
11.
like 10. I want to say 10.
10 or 11.
He traded up far. It was because it was Solomon Thomas went like Trubisky, Solomon Thomas.
You went 10th.
So who were the 10? Do you have to
Yeah, I have it right here.
say?
It was
Miles Garrett.
Deshaun Watson,
Myles Garrett. That
No one.
That one worked out.
Mitch Trubisky to the Bears.
Didn't
Solomon
work out.
Thomas.
Solomon Thomas to the Niners.
He's on the Jets now.
Leonard Fournette to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh,
So it's McCaffrey draft too.
Corey Davis to the Tennessee Titans.
Bust.
oof.
Jamal Adams to the Jets.
It's good for a
Mike Williams to the Chargers. Christian McCaffrey to the Panthers. John Ross to the Bengals.
Oh God.
And then Patrick Mahomes.
So like 3 guys were
So
like.
3 like there's a few very good players in there.
2 guys are out of the NFL, by the way. Pretty
Jamal
much.
Adams was.
Corey Davis and John Ross did not play last.
Bosco, do you know that? Do you guys know the story about Ben McAdoo and how he wanted to trade up and draft?
I've always said that.
Yeah.
I've every year he gets shit on. He wanted McAdoo bad and he got like laughed out of the building because they're like Eli still has some good years left.
You know what Mahomes you're saying?
Or wanted Mahomes, excuse me, like wanted Mahomes badly, and they were all like basically like
And Mahomes sat for a little bit. He did not start as a rookie.
except for 1 year.
Well, yeah, he played 1 game.
When he
Alex, it was a perfect
That's-
landing spot.
He started week 17.
Like, I don't know why teams
Me either.
do that. Like, it's like the guy's got to start right away.
Well, they drafted him when they had like
Yeah, but-
and they had Alex Smith still.
Like,
so they
what-
were, like,
yes,
in-
that
That works.
give it a year.
Brady.
That works.
Yeah, but you're
Give it a
crazy
year.
if you're like, what if
Worked for Rodgers.
What if you were like
Jordan Love, too.
What if the Texans did it this year and didn't have Stroud?
No, because they didn't have anybody.
Okay,
If
so
you
then,
have,
like,
my
what
thing is, if you have one stopgap, it's just
Most
not
teams
putting your
don't.
guy out there to die.
Would
Like,
you have started Andy Dalton over Bryce Young this year?
Maybe. Maybe they should.
no, because they couldn't.
they should've. We don't-
It's a difficult.
I'd rather
I
get
really- I get what you're
experience.
saying.
I think it helps. Like Eli Manning even sat for a little while. Like, I
Like
think
the
it helps.
Minnesota
except for, like,
Vikings,
except for, like 9
like
games.
the Minnesota
Yeah, that's better
Vikings
than being
last
rushed out
year
there.
were a perfect example.
I'd rather get experience my first year no matter what. Unless you have an Alex Smith. That's why teams don't like. Jordan Love is a reason he sat behind Aaron Rodgers for what 3 years,
except for a long time.
and he's now obviously doing really well. But like he didn't start out like. I think it's just definitely situational when like the Panthers. Why would you draft a guy number 1 overall to sit? Your
Because
first.
it's just a year, so you can learn. You can get experience. You're not being rushed. You're not being thrown to the wolves.
The experience is, he experienced the worst of the worst. Now, if they get I think that he at least has something under his belt where it's like, Andy Dalton's going to get you maybe 3 wins.
Maybe Sam Darnold would have been a better quarterback if the Jets had sat him that first year. Like I think there is something.
Who
to
was the
be said.
Jets quarterback?
Who cares? It doesn't matter. They sucked anyway. It doesn't matter.
I think I
You lost anyway. I don't get that argument. The Panthers are going to be bad no matter if Dalton or Bryce Young was taking the snaps.
If you have I also, I can't wait for Zach Wilson to be good on another team. It's going to be funny.
I don't know if he will be, but even so, I bet he would have benefited from sitting a year. I don't know. I think maybe not. He's
But when
stinks anyway.
I
but
think if you
bad
draft
example.
someone in the top 5, you got it. Why would you sit him? You're like basically wasting the year that your pick. You know, like you're trying to make your team better that year.
Yeah, but it's a moot point for that because Mahomes was going in the 10 to 20 range.
But Mahomes is different. I'm saying like, if you don't have if you don't have a guy that is already successful, like Alex Smith was successful.
Right.
You know, like he was a guy getting them to the playoffs no matter what. And it's also easier for a rookie like Mahomes taking a team like the Chiefs that are already have pieces ready to go instead of the Jets or the Bears or whatever. Like there's still so many pieces to rebuild in football. It's fucking crazy.
And I mean, half the pitch on drafting the guy high is like, oh, you get this short term, the short term span of them, where your quarterback's not making a lot of money. Right. That's like half the selling point.
Isn't like Jordan Love have to be paid like next year?
Right, he's going to hit his number much sooner than.
Yeah, they're going to have to give him an extension like this offseason.
That's the difference.
That's
and like a Stroud has got 4 more years.
Right.
To fucking.
Well, that's the benefit of getting a rookie who can play at elite level right away. Is a huge.
I know
benefit.
that's that, and also Brock Purdy is like the guy's making $700,000. Like that's you get lucky obviously with that, especially a lower draft pick like the last one.
Well, the only good thing with them is not good for the franchise, but it's good that they have this hit on guy. You got to go to free agency much faster. Like if you're a first rounder, they basically control you for like 5 years.
Yeah.
They have to give you the extension. If you're like really good, they have to give you the extension usually after year 3. But they get to like get the 4 years, and then they even get the option to 5th year where you're much higher paid. Like usually for a quarterback, you're getting like $30 million that year.
Yeah, Saquon literally just got to that point.
Yeah, it's if you're a first rounder, it's 5 full years of control they have over you.
He's gone, huh?
I don't know what the market's going to be from on the outside, so I'm hopeful he stays.
There's rumors the Chargers are really interested.
Those are the Chargers I'm going to.
I've seen. That's so annoying. Harbaugh's going to use him so well.
By the way, on that Mahomes draft, Marshawn Lattimore went 11th, but then Deshaun Watson went 12th. I just always think it's interesting, like, you know,
another good quarterback.
Right. In theory, yeah.
He hit. There you hit.
If the Titans, if the Texans had lost like 2 more games that year, they would have had.
The other thing is too, as a college.
That's
guy,
not to say they would have definitely drafted.
No, it doesn't. But
because you have to remember too, that was coming off Deshaun Watson winning like national championships, and I remember like him. People were actually that's a funny one too, because I remember I was living in Ohio State at the time, and the Browns fans were like, we do not want Deshaun Watson, and I remember sitting there, I was like, you guys are fucking nuts. I was like, especially at the time, this is pre-Baker. And them having like anybody, and I'm like, who the fuck are you to say you don't want like a national title quarterback? You guys have had nothing forever.
By the way, another guy the Bears could have had instead of Trubisky.
Yeah.
As college guys, though, there was no lock that Mahomes was the guy.
He was the one that like the casual fan was like, why the fuck are they taking?
Yeah, no.
People are so quick to forget that kind of thing.
Only game you remember is what was it? Texas Tech, Oklahoma,
and they lost.
And
they scored a shit ton, but they lost.
Points. Like that was the only like. Mahomes wasn't this like insane. That's why people That's why people when you look back on like revisionist history, like how did they not take him over Trubisky? It was like, well, Trubisky was better than him at the time, technically.
I remember him like, I don't know, maybe I'm misremembering it, but I do remember leading up to the draft, everybody hyping up Patrick Mahomes. Like, it's a risk, but like his talent and arm talent is
It was
absurd.
Almost like an Anthony Richardson type.
Yes.
He was a little better of production, but yes, he really was.
He is why someone took a chance on like Zach Wilson.
Because you also
look at, like, arm talent. They're like, all right, well, like that's generational.
They see arm talent. Also, I want to take back what I said. I think Trubisky was never number 2 rated. I don't know. I don't think he was ever like that's the guy that you need to get at number 2.
Well, I remember them even at the time. I thought Watson was going to go first.
Yeah,
like, I remember being like surprised that he ended up going third, and they had question marks about Watson. People were like, "Oh, like him, like reading defense of the Clemson offense, whatever." But I agree with what Duke said. It's right. He was kind of like the.
That was in Clemson's run of championships, right?
Yeah, they just coming off the national title. Yeah. He was a great player there for like 3 years. He was unbelievable.
Do you guys think there's an alternate universe out there where the Jets take Patrick Mahomes 6th overall and he's like a backup behind like Kirk Cousins right now? Like he didn't pan out?
Yes, we fit in Kirk Cousins somehow today.
Yeah, thank God. 1,000%. Like you don't like. Again, Mahomes is an all-time talent, but put him in a different organization than without like Andy Reid, the trajectory of his career is way different. It's not like you could just.
This is the best hypothetical because I almost don't agree with you.
Because it's impossible.
Is that a troll on me, Phil? I feel like
no. It's okay. I could say the Bears too. All right. if he goes to anywhere but the Chiefs, is he as successful, or is he a backup somewhere? His career never happened.
All
We
right.
always
I had
talk
some
about
alternative
Dynasties.
universes I want to put you in, but all right, I
I
won't.
don't think he's a backup, but I mean, obviously going to Andy Reid, definitely it was like a perfect marriage of talent mixed with like quarterback developer,
With the team
an
ready to
offensive
win.
mind with a team, with a team that
like-
was. Exactly, you said he came into a spot where the reason he sat year one was because they were in the fucking play, or only played that last game was because they clinched a playoff spot, and they traded up really far to get to 10. People forget. I forget what their exact pick was, but they came up from like
20 something.
late teens, like 20 something, to get up to 10.
What was this? I don't remember enough about it. What was the buzz then with Alex? Was Alex Smith's camp like pissed
When they
Alex-
drafted him, everyone knew like next year he was going to be like Mahomes.
Do you remember?
starter.
Do you remember Aaron Rodgers when they drafted Jordan Love?
No, I know.
He was
Fucking
pissed.
angry.
Yeah,
I know it's different. Alex Smith was-
Smith was also facing a walk year. Like he was going to be
Yeah.
a free agent after that.
See, that's the equation. So the perfect team coming. Let's say Mahomes was getting drafted last year, would have been a team like the Vikings.
right.
But and again, I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
doing it just
yeah,
to troll
yes,
with
yes.
Cousins.
No, you're
But then Cousins is playing. You have to deal with Cousins while you're still in the mix, and also selling your team that has talent. Of like, hold on, you just took my backup instead of an offensive lineman who could protect me, or a shutdown corner that helps our defense, or another wide receiver or a running back. Like,
Dude, there's-
Cousins has every right to be pissed, and your fan base has every right to be pissed. Be like, how do we know this fucking guy? You're already talking about the next guy. Let's build on this guy.
There's
So, like, I
some
could see how
reasons-
Cousins could get mad at that. But again, to my point, like, if you don't know the guy you have is long term, take a chance on one of these quarterbacks. If you love him at 10 to 20, and sit him for a year.
There's
That's where it's
sometimes
at.
where teams won't take a quarterback that's in the market because they don't want to have that like guy nipping at his heels to the rookie. It's because it's bad for the locker room. But there's also some coaches that like the competition, and that also drives that other one of those guys to even further. Like there's a ton of times like, how does this guy not have a job? It's like because they don't. He's like he's not worth it, but he could be better right now. But there's a ceiling higher on the other guy. It's confusing as shit. You're right, but I think that just it's tough because when you have that good quarterback, it's weird to draft another quarterback. You know,
It's actually a credit to Andy Reid and Alex Smith how they handled that situation because it really wasn't a huge deal. Like it wasn't like there was a big like the Rodgers and Jordan Love thing. That's very
I think it was just because
Alex Smith knew he was going to get a
wasn't-
shit ton of money.
Yeah, where'd he go after?
Washington.
Washington. Yeah,
and then he hurt his leg.
heard it.
But theirs is so different than like obviously like Rodgers.
Rodgers
like,
is
like,
Rodgers.
yeah, like Rodgers was like
Yeah.
like Super Bowl winner, MVP.
Not in a walk year either. So
not in
Yeah.
a walk year where
It was like
he literally won MVP the next year.
yeah,
Whereas like
Also,
no,
probably because of that.
what Rico said was right. Like the Minnesota, like, cause that was like the exact situation kind of that they had.
Exactly.
Besides the Vikings not being quite as good as the Chiefs were, like they were a little worse, but very similar.
Quarterback-wise.
You have like a solid quarterback that's like not great but solid, who's been there a while, who like you had won the year before, and you move up and get your guy.
Brady got pissed at the Patriots when Jimmy G got drafted.
And that was second round.
Yeah, I mean
pissed.
it makes sense. You're like, especially when you're the guy for how long, and all of a sudden, like, why the fuck you're gonna take me out now with this draft pick?
And also, I just wanted to say this about the Trubisky draft. Sorry, but there is a part of me. It's like, what? Like you guys talked about Mahomes going to the Bears. It's like, well, what's Mitch Trubisky if he's with like Andy Reid? It's like crazy to think that like landing spots matter so much with how we view quarterbacks.
Oh,
It never
yeah.
gets talked about enough.
But also, I got to tell you, I think he'd still suck.
Yeah, that
I think he would have been like decent. I think Reed would have made him like decent.
Yeah.
Maybe they would have
that's
kept Alex Smith and he wouldn't have hurt his leg.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
like
where I.
No,
that's
but
exactly where I
dudes, you
stand.
are right, and Evis.
I mean,
did a lot too.
Trubisky made a Pro Bowl, like brought a team to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Dude,
He was-
like a
he was-
doink away from like maybe
Won
a
an
Super Bowl
MVP.
Yeah, he
appearance.
MVP. He wasn't like hard. He wasn't great by any means, but he wasn't like the worst quarterback
And
we've
he's
ever
also
seen.
on a team now where he comes in and the team's offense already sucks. So it's like when you see him come on the Steelers, it's not like an easy team to come in. And
He might be in trouble. We saw Mason Rudolph come in there, be a lot better.
yeah, but Dukes
Trubisky's
is
gonna need
right.
to find
He's
he might
broken
be out of
now.
the league.
You're right in a way where it's you just don't talk about guys. We talk about it so differently because of like John. Do you think maybe if Johnny Manziel went to a team that actually had an organization. I don't think so. I'm just saying though. You don't
Seems
know.
so
though.
self-destructive.
He was literally like an alcoholic. Like
Yeah, I know, but but sometimes teams are different like that and like actually help a person. Like the Browns are a disaster.
He
in that.
did.
Unless the
He did
organization
say
had,
though.
like, a 12-step program.
He
like,
said, yeah. He said
there's-
McCown was like great to him.
Yeah, but
He
they
said,
also,
they had a quarterback in the locker room that was literally grab me by the shoulder, like I will show you everything you need. Where
Yeah.
he could have had a totally different quarterback story where the quarterback's like, fuck you, like get out of my way. Where he was like, come
My
with me, like
point
I
is,
will
like-
lead you to whatever success you can attain. Like I will help you get there. And this guy was literally drinking at practice. Like he was a mess.
but I understand 100%. I might use the wrong guy, but I'm just saying, like, if you went to the Patriots and Bill Belichick's way more strict with shit and knowing what's going on with people, and he's not gonna let that shit happen.
Yeah, I mean, he would never let a murderer play under his team for years, and it would never happen to Bill
Manziel's not a
Belichick.
murderer.
No, I'm saying, but like to your point, I don't think the Patriot way helped Aaron Hernandez right now.
On just going up to Aaron Hernandez, I don't know if anyone saw for the dog walk, they did like backyard, basically to draft like a backyard team.
Yeah.
I had a moment. I was like, Aaron Hernandez would be a great pick for this, and nothing to do with his murder. A tight end that they were literally giving carries to, an athletic tight end that could also play running back.
Never forget.
Would be a great pick for a backyard
Got to
football
play
game.
defense too. Yeah,
Would
great.
be a great pick for a backyard football game.
When
There's
we were
worse picks
talking
out
about like what guy would you give a do-over to, and Minty goes Aaron Hernandez.
So funny.
And we were like, so he'd murder more people?
I said Brandon Roy, for example. He said Aaron Hernandez.
Maybe Greg
I
Oden.
said if he didn't
like,
have that knee injury, like he would have been a great player.
not the guy who murdered somebody.
Cook. Yeah. All right, Marty, we got for picks.
There's also a TV series like coming out of Aaron Hernandez.
I feel like there is every year though. I feel like this happens.
I watched all the documentaries.
This one's gonna be like a
Oh, this is like the true.
watched-
Oh, it's like the OJ, like they
so,
do like
acting it out.
Yes. Is it Ryan
Okay,
Murphy
that's
putting
interest-
this one
that's
on?
interesting.
I don't even know who it is,
He
but
does a
my
lot
guy Patrick Schwarzenegger is Tim Tebow, I think.
I've watched. I've watched every single Aaron Hernandez doc, and he kills someone in every single one.
Yeah.
Same ending. Always ends up in
Multiple
jail.
people
Yeah,
and pretty
always
much all
ends
of
up
them.
in jail.
Makes
he
sense.
basically just allegedly got away with a murder in Gainesville.
I mean, with like the fucking Pouncey twins, or brothers, whatever.
Pouncey twins were literally were shamelessly wearing free Hernandez shirts. You gotta respect that level of loyalty on to some degree.
Yeah, a little bit.
They were like, free this guy, even though he's a horrendous human being. Free him though.
I am going with a team that I've gotten smoked by, and I'm not going to let them beat me again. So South Carolina -3.5. Quietly, South Carolina's 19-3.
15th in the country.
Really good.
It's crazy. I'm going.
Also, this is again the poll. South Carolina is one spot ahead of Alabama. They played head to head. Alabama beat them 74-47.
Alabama also has how many more losses?
What is that?
It's
Matt?
like at a certain point.
How many-
When the poll comes out, though, there's got to be.
No,
You can't have
it
one
doesn't.
guy ahead.
Bama has 5 losses, right?
Yeah.
Six.
Three more losses than them.
Six. Double.
Means
the,
also,
that's double.
you're the one also yelling at me that one game doesn't matter.
They played head to head.
You're saying one game doesn't matter.
It should determining the spot.
No,
the
when you
correct
have
spot.
3
Yeah, it
more
should.
losses.
He's trolling.
Against the top 5 in the
Yeah,
country.
he's trolling.
He's
but
trolling. Look at those eyes.
I don't know if he
No, I'm
truly
not.
believes that. I know he does.
No, he's not. No,
There's no way South Carolina should be rated ahead of Alabama. There's no chance.
really.
with double the amount of losses, they should be ranked higher.
Yes.
One loss in
They beat them by
conference.
30.
So you should
Smacked them.
one game.
Whatever.
We're talking about all the games.
I'm going Maryland -7.5. Rutgers stinks. I'm going Clemson +6.5. Coming off, if you saw Kansas yesterday, they coming off of emotional big wins. I'm going Clemson +6.5. Also, Clemson really needs it, and I'm going Houston -20.5. Oklahoma State sucks, and Houston's just gonna look for anything. I'm going Ohio State -5.5. They're the same team.
Tread lightly.
Indiana and Ohio State are the same exact team.
Tread lightly. They are bad.
They're bad. Texas -2.5. I'm going with. This seems like a little bit of a trap, but Dukes, I'm going with your Dayton -2.5.
Dayton.
And I'm gonna go Butler +15.5 against UConn. That is so many fucking points for a team that's not that bad in Butler. They're not, but UConn is that good, so I could see them getting blown out. And I'm also gonna go that one. I'm tread lightly. I'm gonna tell you that one. I have no idea. And I'm going Baylor -5.5. I love Baylor -5.5.
Yeah, Clemson. I like Clemson +7. It's just like classic letdown spot. Clemson's also not bad.
Fighting for their life.
Yeah, they are badly. They need it. They need this one really bad. Oklahoma -1.5. And I'm actually going St. Joe's in the same spot as 1 both times against ranked teams. I'm going St. Joe's +2.
I'm opposite you. I'm going to take
maybe Kentucky. Then when they were ranked, who was it, Villanova?
Yeah.
They've done very well in this spot, catching points, ranked team.
I'm going to take the Dayton -2.5.
I am too, only because this is my only reasoning for taking them is I think that they've had this marked on their schedule for a long, long time. Like there's no going to be like sneaky like Richmond game where it's like, oh, this team's like underrated. Like they know what St. Joe's brings to the table. They know what their guards could do. They played these guys before. They know that they lost to Kentucky in overtime. St. Joe's has also been like 6-5 since like November.
Since I mentioned that they were a Final Four sleeper.
Right, legitimately.
Legitimately.
But I think that this game will be. It's obviously going to be close, as like the point spread says. But like they play the worst teams in the country, it'll be a 2-point game. They play the best teams in the country, it'll be a 2-point game. So
yeah.
I'm taking Dayton. I'm waiting for it to go down to -1.5 though.
You're driving down? That's doable. It's the only place you could go see them.
It's doable.
Oh, I shouldn't say that. There's a few places.
I think I'm gonna fly out on March 8th. And go to Dayton for VCU. See them win the conference.
Clemson.
And
I'm also taking
one more. I have Rutgers +7.5. That's going to be an absolute rock fight. That game might not even get over 100 points.
This team is in shambles. Air Force seems to get blown out everywhere they play. I'm going to take San Diego State, even on the road. San Diego State off of a big win. You would think this is a letdown, but I just think Air Force is that bad. San Diego State -9.5. And Clement, give me your pick. I'll give something to end it.
Yeah, I have the Niners over 23.5 points in the Super Bowl. I like that one. Like I said, 14 of the 19 games, they've scored 24 more.
You should start. This is not responsible gambling, but you should blindly start taking some college basketball. You might do good.
After the Super Bowl, I may do that.
Yeah, because I think
I already have a future on
I've
Brady.
realized. Yeah, I love that. I also realized when you don't know that much, you do way better. Because you're not overthinking every team. You're not knowing these players. Like Miami last night, Virginia was so fucking obvious, and I am so stuck on Miami. I couldn't get off them. They scored 38 points the entire game.
I'll tell you what,
average 80.
Week after the Super Bowl, I'll be making a college basketball pick every day.
Yeah, I like that. I'm actually interested to see how you do without. And don't ask us anything.
I won't.
And the college basketball monster money line parlay every Saturday.
Your
funny.
Your take that it's better. It would be better for a team in the Big 12 to not get or not better, but like that they weren't going to get a handful of losses. Have you seen the difference between Kansas and Kansas State? Kansas is 6-4. Kansas State's 5-5 in the Big 12.
Yeah, but that's also like. I understand that, but Kansas, you just beating Houston at home, and then
your point was that they were
day.
like you were making it like Kansas was going to run through the Big 12.
Never said they were going to run through the Big 12.
Or
Not
that
once said that.
if you're elite in a conference, you can run through it. Like everybody's taking their lumps in the Big 12.
No, I've never said you're taking it totally different. I'm saying that I was wrong. I also already admitted wrong about Houston being like overrated. Houston's obviously very good, but I'm saying it's different when Houston now. I don't know how they're going to do because their biggest games in the Big 12, I don't know who they've played so far besides Kansas, to be honest. I don't know if they've played Baylor yet or the big ones. My point was when they were playing in the conference, whatever conference they were in before, they were running through it so easily that they were pretty much a 1 seed. In the Big 12, if they drop a couple, I know they can. It's easier to get a 1 seed, not easier, to get better wins. But if they drop those games that they are dropping, like Kansas and those ones, they will not get the 1 seed, was what I'm saying. Like, they had it easy. If you beat teams in November and then just sweep your fucking American Conference, it's the easiest thing in the world to get a 1. Because they're that much better. They're tiers of better than the people in that other conference. But I get your point of everyone's taking their lumps, and the committee knows that, and they could still get a 1 seed. I will admit I was wrong.
Houston has played every single game on the road, by the way. I don't know if that's a fact, but like every single game has been on the road. BYU.
I'm guessing it's not a fact. I'm not a college basketball fan.
You think Virginia's good?
They're going to be the third team in.
They're getting a lot better.
They've won 7 in a row.
They've definitely been impressive.
The ACC is also going to get more than 3 teams. I'm just going to let you know that.
Probably.
I
But
think
always do.
I think they get no more than 5. I would say.
Yeah,
Wake
that's fine.
is now
I would
playing
probably be like the
themselves
max.
onto the bubble.
The ACC does it every year. They you'll say they're bad, and then last year there was ACC teams and went pretty far. The year before that went pretty far. It's people and the ACC is not as good as it used to be. Obviously,
So
Big 12 is actually. I think did you tweet that,
Should put them all in the tournament.
bro? Put them all in the tournament. They're
Aside from Oklahoma State.
and probably like West Virginia.
We still like
You know
Joe.
what? Even West Virginia, like they just beat Kansas.
Yeah, no, I know.
Kansas can't win on the road, in the Big 12 at least. They've lost the last 3 on the road, and all 3 of them were to like teams.
Yeah,
Those West Virginia. Who was the one in between, and then obviously last night.
I gotta be honest.
State.
Yesterday,
Who was it?
Oh, no. K-State,
Iowa
West
State,
Virginia,
West
Iowa
Virginia,
State.
UCF.
Iowa State's pretty good.
Iowa State's pretty
pretty good, but still.
They've only won. Damn, this is wow. That's actually pretty bad. Their only win on the road this year, as in the conference, is Oklahoma State.
Like the worst team.
You don't play the
Something to
tournament at
consider.
home. Yeah.
you don't play it away either.
You don't play it at
Also,
home.
they're probably more of a home team in the tournament than any other team.
In the Big 12 tournament, they are. That's fucking the Kansas Invitational.
Yeah.
I wish we could. Yeah, I think I got told no, but I just wanted to release shirts that say Bill Self Invitational for the Big 12 tournament. They're like, you very clearly,
told no.
because they're like, you can't, it's his name. Like, we very clearly can't do that. I was like, can we just do that? Because it is the Big 12, it's the Bill Self Invitation.
It is.
I mean, now they do.
Every
They seem to
single
just
year.
run through it. Yeah.
You just win every year. It's my favorite. Some of my favorite games have been like game of the month, game of the week, and like, it's crazy. So,
How about the Williams Self Invitational? Is that clever enough?
yeah, maybe. I don't know. We got to figure it out. But
Bosco, also just going off what you were saying about the Big 12, Kansas right now is projected per KenPom to go 10-8 to finish the conference. That'll get them, I think, a 2 or 3 seed.
yeah, that was what I was. You can get rewarded for tough losses. Yeah.
They are fucking. They need one guy off the bench to score the basketball. They can't. And Marco Jackson ain't the guy. Timberlake needs to do something. They were exhausted last night in overtime. They were. I think Hunter had played the entire 25 minutes of the last half.
What an overhit
I will say this too.
by the hook and OT.
Yeah.
That Big
I
12.
needed one bad.
You could talk me into anybody winning that Big 12 tournament. Tyler Perry gives Noel vibes of a guy who can
Let's get hot.
take over for 4 days in the Big 12 for sure. Now,
Did you see?
I'm not going to go
his
crazy and
stats?
say tournament yet, but he definitely can win them a game as well. Like he can, if they can fuck around,
Are they in the
get
tournament
there.
right now?
No, I
don't
think they're
think
still
so.
out.
Yeah.
Didn't have a lot of
Unless that
non-conference
helped,
wins.
but yeah.
But
I'm
that
just-
Big 12 tournament, yeah, I mean, if they can get to, the Big
They
12.
make some fucking
Agreed.
dumb mistakes, that team. Man,
Yeah.
they make some dumb mistakes.
Yeah, well coached. I mean, Tang is 11-0 in fucking overtime games. That's remarkable.
Nuts.
Quick NBA
They have
too.
They have some bad losses.
Oh yeah, I should want to touch on that quick. Actually,
76 just got destroyed last night at home.
they did.
Embiid's
Mavs.
getting
Yeah,
surgery.
I mean, Embiid's out for at least
At
4
least-
weeks,
at
right?
least he's going to get reevaluated and basically.
They lost by 16 of this.
I'll touch on this then.
Mavs-
I don't think it's a groundbreaking take. The Warriors are done. Done.
They did
Blow
win
it up,
last night.
Blow it up.
They won last
I don't. The whole
I don't know why you're gonna.
Draymond Green is fucking chirping Clay right in front of his face.
Clay commented
just-
on how he basically got like healthy sat to the end of the game.
I said, remember a
Yeah,
couple
and
months ago, I
Draymond
said,
said, "I sat Game 5 of the final. Shut up," or "I didn't finish Game 5." Like
you
there-
guys all
it's-
shit on me for this take. I had the same
No,
take
'cause
2 months
I'm
ago,
not-
and I'm like, you need to trade Steph Curry. And you guys blow it up. I'm like, all these guys-
I still will shit.
Oh,
That's
God.
why would
He's
you
still the
trade
guy.
Steph Curry?
But
No,
I'm
I
also
yeah.
not.
Trade them all.
I'm also not saying no.
What good is Steph Curry on this team? Who is it good for?
Ticket sales.
No, because you still need the core.
What do you mean? What do you mean that? That's what owners want.
Think
to
about
attempt-
all.
attempt
Think
to
about
win.
all the assets you'd get back if you traded him.
Owners want.
Why is that crazy?
Trading away your fucking guy who's
That's
done
like the
everything
Lakers
for
just
you?
trading Kobe. That's
They
insane.
should have.
It's insane.
They should have. They would. They franchise be in a better spot if they had traded him 3 years
Won
earlier.
a championship since then.
Yeah, they did. They won one.
I don't
Imagine
think you
if- and
take-
one in the last 15 years. Big deal.
Everything else around him is spoiled. I don't think you take the core out of there. I would still keep.
I would.
Curry's
I
still
would
good enough. You could keep trying
burn
to
it
build
to the
around him.
ground. All the assets you'd get. Teams that have real courage, GMs that have real courage, will always have an advantage.
Dude, there's also an aspect to it, though, where the guy's gotten you so many championships, and then you're just going to say, go fuck yourself, see you later.
Not go fuck yourself. I'm trading you so I get more
I'm not even
assets.
saying. I'm not even
Not go
saying
fuck
like.
yourself.
It is.
That's
What,
doing
though?
what's better for the team.
No, that's saying go fuck yourself.
It won't happen because your point. You're right. They're never going to say go fuck yourself. But I will say this: if a GM was thinking of that, and you look around, you're like, he hates him. He hates him. Draymond's part of this core. He's a fucking mental case stay in the court. If somebody did grab their nuts and make this trade, they could be looked at as a genius.
No, but see,
Get all
Curry
those-
is the one I think they should keep. Like trading, like Curry, I think is still good enough. You can like still build around.
That's the one you get the most assets for. That's what you have to have. You have to have the courage.
yeah.
To do
No,
that.
but why, but I don't. But I think just you don't blow up the whole thing. I think you try to almost like not remix it, but you try to like shovel some things around. Like,
But that's like rearranging. Yeah.
That's purgatory bullshit.
but they're still not like when you have Curry, you're still not like crazy.
I totally agree with you, Ev. But don't you agree that, to his point, completely blowing it up, you could look like a genius down the road?
You could also look like a fucking moron.
22 and 25. They're bad anyway.
You know that doesn't
What difference
matter,
does it
though.
make? It does. That's all that matters.
No, because they'll still make the playoffs. Like, guarantee.
Right now, you keep saying that they're the 12 seed
They're
right
one
now.
game out.
Of a playing game. And they're a
Yes.
bad team. They're not good, Marty.
I understand, but they also did, like, last year, they weren't very good either. They won a playoff series. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like
They're worse this year.
well, because Draymond didn't play for 20 games.
Even though he's back, they're not much better. They
You gotta
did
give
win
some
last night,
time. Like,
to their credit.
Steph's-
but
like, we're talking about trading
Bad
a guy
Brooklyn
who's
team.
averaging 28 points a game.
great, you'll get a lot for him.
I think
That's
it,
how it
trade
works.
Steph.
You have to have courage
trade
to make
Wiggins.
big moves.
They're gonna trade Wiggins.
yeah, well, because he stinks.
You think LeBron and Steph in Golden State's possible?
It actually crossed my mind. He wouldn't do it though.
And you know what's we're not talking about enough is LeBron James. I don't even give a fuck what anyone says. What is his 21st year? He is playing out of his mind. He's averaging 25 points at 40 years old is fucking
Yeah, but
crazy.
They're only a few games above the Warriors.
No, they're a little more. They're
I
about
don't know
a
what's
few.
going to happen there because
Few is 3 or 4. They, I don't,
2.5 games back.
that's what I'm saying. They're only.
you can't find Bronny Jr. on draft boards anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but we thought it was nobody knows
it-
what's going
That
on.
was the whole thing.
No,
Yeah, no, I think
I'm saying they're
LeBron's
gonna-
got given up on that dream.
No, I don't. Fellas, they were talking about it literally yesterday.
He's
being
not
like,
on. He's just not.
Actually,
on draft.
honestly,
matter.
let me read. It actually could make it easier
Yeah.
if he just goes in the draft and just like doesn't get drafted. All right, just come
and
here.
it's super easy.
They could also
Also,
take.
might be him being.
You know what's even
bad
easier?
is
Bronny James going in the second
Round. Then
And-
they're right. There's
Hey,
no.
How many
know
picks have GMs wasted in the second round?
Yeah. I mean,
Chandler Parsons
teams will
actually-
sell second round picks for just cash.
Yeah.
Chandler Parsons literally said, he goes, yesterday, he was like, LeBron James knows his next move already. He knows what's going to happen. He is going to play with his son 1,000%. It's way better. If he was a top 10 pick, it'd be way harder to do all this. Now that Bronny's like a okay player in college right now.
I mean, the hard, not to even, I was like, the hard thing really, like, I think obviously him just kind of coming in the team really wasn't cleared at first.
Yeah, and also
1000%.
USC sucks.
That's like, yeah, the USC is
Like,
just
it
bad.
hasn't
Like,
been
they're
good.
horrible.
So it's hard.
What if like the Portland Trailblazers draft Bronny in the second round? Is LeBron going to go to the Portland Trailblazers?
Well, the thing is,
you know what I'm saying, or some team like
he's
that. Like,
going to like.
But
You don't realize he's going to dictate it.
Do we think Bronny is definitely even going to go to the draft?
Yes, because if
It's
his
like he has just been not like,
it doesn't
like
matter.
not a draft. Like
idiotic
He
to
doesn't
go to
even
the draft.
start.
Why would it be
He's
idiotic?
not like the sixth man even really.
Getting drafted in the draft.
But you don't understanding that LeBron James is going to tell a team that he's going to go to that team if you draft my son. That's what's going.
It's technically illegal, but I get what you're saying.
They're going to that.
I actually like a
LeBron
spite.
runs-
I think the Celtics with a second round pick should take Bronny's kid and
They're
hold them
They're too smart of an organization.
relatively
It's like easy to
hostage.
pick.
Well, I don't care.
They're just too
I
well
love
run.
the spite element to that.
No, I'm sure. I'm just saying. I think the Celtics will just never do that.
I think they should.
Teams that like run well
real
organized
life-
teams don't do this.
In real life, you're right. Bronny James should not go to the NBA draft in real life, but this is not real life. LeBron can do whatever the fuck he wants, and I'm telling you, he's gonna go.
Because the only team that
Why does he have no?
because you know,
we're
it's
talking
a
like-
team is going to tell the agent, LeBron's agent, hey, look, I will,
Yeah.
I will draft him with its intention. Like this is all behind the
Why,
scenes.
you think it's a coincidence that his contract's up this year? No chance.
Yeah, that was all.
Like, it's
right.
all. He's
100%.
a
It's all
smart man.
planned years ahead.
He
of time.
doesn't give a fuck. He's won his championships. He can just go play with his son now. That's like a dream for him.
He also doesn't. He could also just.
The only
sign
team that it
one
would
year
make sense for would be like a Trailblazer or like the Wizards. Like you literally
The Hornets would be great.
literally Hornets.
Hornets.
Like, you're literally making a move for ticket sales, which should never be.
Yeah, but
your GM's
the whole
like,
thing of like
your
play with his
view
son,
on
like his
it.
son's not going to get on the court.
You keep saying this, but LeBron James is going to have him on the court.
Bronny
I mean,
going into this
let's
year.
hold on. Giannis's brother's on the team.
Yeah, like he
Yeah,
gets
but
on
he hasn't. Yeah, he's not going to.
He has no bit like
He has zero
Thanasis
business.
or whatever his name is. He has no business.
You
being
do
on a
things to
NBA
make your
roster.
star player happy.
Especially in the NBA.
Yeah, but he's not going to play. If he didn't get into the draft, do you think he's going to crack minutes?
Bronny?
Thomas doesn't.
Bronny?
Obviously, his name. He doesn't crack minutes.
Bronny
He's on the
going
roster.
into this year was a first-round draft pick.
And he
was yeah.
seems
Well,
to have
that's
played
true.
himself
He was.
out of. I don't love that.
I don't think he
Well, no,
Rico,
he
he
collapsed
died.
on the court. That's
He
what-
died.
Okay, but
he has a heart problem.
He died.
okay.
Dead. And he came back this year like that.
I'm not laughing.
that's-
He's
no,
just-
I know.
just like dead.
It's just like we're acting like he's just like some like highly touted recruit who just came in. Like he had to stop playing basketball for a long extended period of time. Like off the on the basketball court, yeah, not playing like a draft pick, but like I bet you the heart conditions and everything also play a factor in why people won't want to draft him. If he stays for another year and he like shows it what he can still do on the basketball court, I think that would be better for him. But like he clearly
agree.
still has first round talent.
It would 100% be better than him. But
He's going to do what his dad tells him to do.
Again,
though.
take it out. If you have a chance and your dad's LeBron James and you're like, hey, son, come to the NBA and let's play together and be this huge story. And I don't care what everyone thinks. It will be a huge story, them playing together.
Now, there is a way that this could go differently. Let's say LeBron sees his son improving throughout the year. Be like, you know what? Actually, I'll sign a 1-year deal with the Lakers. I'll stay there another year, and then we'll just revisit this next year.
See, that's what I think is the most likely.
That's
what I think is the most likely.
Could happen.
I don't think he'd be LeBron does this so much, and maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think he'd be selfish enough to just totally like where his son clearly just is not ready and just be like, come to when you're clearly just not ready to be an NBA player, just come along. If another year could do like a year off the injury and maybe next year he's a starter and he plays well and he comes back to that first round talent like dudes is talking about, that would be so, obviously this is like all like what ifs, but if there's any chance of that happening, I would imagine LeBron would rather his son do that. And going off what Marty was saying, how good LeBron's playing this year, I don't think he's just like dying to retire. Maybe he is. I don't know, but he's not playing like he's not like even like Jordan like the Wizards where he's like had this like he's still one of the best players in the league.
Just
Jordan
other side
was
of
pretty good in
college.
the Wizards, but I see your point.
Like
LeBron's better than
like
Jordan.
LeBron is like
on the Lakers.
Two things. One, LeBron also this year said Bronny can play with any of these guys. He said that publicly to a. But I'm saying we're talking.
It's his kid.
That's what I'm saying,
What's he
though.
gonna say? He can't.
No, no one asked him.
I
Like
know.
he
He's
brought it
probably
up
proud of his
himself.
son and-
No, but that's what I'm saying. And where he won't be like, there's no reason to stay in. Like, let's just do this now. Like, because maybe
I could see
what if
that,
he plays him? What if that happens next year and he kind of sucks again? And he doesn't get drafted. Like, it's gonna be the same situation, even worse. So like now it's like, oh, he's fresh, like fresh kid, 18 years old, 19 years old. Let's take a chance on him. When's his other son? Is it 2 years he's got till college?
I think at least
That one's out. Okay.
he's
Unless
really
he plays
he's
till he's
big. He's
45.
bigger too.
Yeah.
He's like taller. He's good.
I think that
Well,
people thought
LeBron
he was
wants
gonna
to
be better.
play
Rice.
so he's 45.
And he plays with
probably
both.
could.
I mean, he certainly could.
Yeah.
Unless it's a major injury.
Rice
Like,
James.
Yeah. No. It's
telling me he wouldn't be an effective 6-man in 3 or 4 years. He's a very good starter right now.
And I also think people are just hate LeBron, but like if you're an organization like the Hornets or the Wizards, you'd do it. I would do it as an owner.
Me too.
You're not
Second-round pick?
You're not close. Like the Knicks would be stupid to do it. You know, like they're close.
Yes.
They're close to it. There's teams that are close that don't need to do this, but the Wizards are so far away.
I personally want it. I think if you
As
want
an
if you want to be
owner?
like take okay no an owner I thought you were saying the gym an owner I get,
Owner,
but to me I'm just like if you want to be taken seriously you don't do it.
1,000%.
Like if you want to get out of this gutter that we're like this hole that we're putting the Wizards, the Hornets, the Blazers now that Dame's gone like in. If you want to get out of that, you're drafting with the integra that you want to be your team. To
The
get
Wizards
better.
are a joke.
The other thing, though, LeBron,
you wanna get
They're
better.
being laughed
but
at.
LeBron makes you almost worse because he's going to be good enough to get you a worse draft pick. And
Exactly.
Yeah,
he's like,
but
he's hurting your
also-
like development. Of
Yeah, no, it's not
young
great,
roster
but
and your-
also you don't like your tickets and your jerseys and everything and is going to be way up.
No, owner's perspective, it makes sense.
That's what I'm.
It would be funny if both Jordan and LeBron ended with the Wizards.
Yeah.
That's what I was kind of like him.
funny.
The Wizards to me is the one that stands out the most because literally no one gives a fuck. You forget they exist.
Yeah.
You could be like an avid NBA fan, you fucking forget they exist. They are just such a nothing burger.
What if he goes back to the Cavs?
What's their best player? Jordan Poole.
That would be the ideal.
He goes back to the Cavs.
Cavs draft Bronny in the second round. And
Even them, they don't like now. They're good too. Like they're the second seed right now.
Do you think
Least.
well,
Like,
adding
it doesn't make sense.
like what if Brian's just on the team and LeBron, like adding LeBron to that team? Do you think that?
Yeah. No. Yes.
That's a
I'm not gonna.
that's a-
It's
not a
hard to
bad
say
piece
no.
with LeBron
It's hard to
and-
say no to that.
And
But
Spida and I don't know why I just
Jared
said
Allen.
Spida.
Jared Allen.
And that's what they call.
Darius
I don't know.
Garland,
I would never
Mitchell.
have called him Spida.
Spida.
That's his
Spida
name,
Mitchell.
right?
Yeah. That's his nickname.
Oh, I hated myself when I just said
He's a
Spida.
huge Mets fan.
yes, he is. Well, his dad worked for
Big
them.
Mets fan. Yeah.
We'll see. That's Pick Central. Prop heavy tomorrow. Big game, obviously Friday. What? Thursday.
Every Thursday.
Oh, it's only Tuesday. Shit. Yak at 1. Coming up next.